What's poppin'? This is ShanGO Ray, aka Real Deal Ray. All right, your intuition's mouthpiece. When that monkey mom wants to take over, quick video. Never say this about your money or to your money, because you do create a psychic link with your currency. All right, with your energy, man. Money is just a representation energy. We all know that. Okay, so I'm gonna get into that, and then I'm gonna share with you a very brief triple burn petition spell. Okay, you're doing this with ancestor money, also known as hell notes or joss notes. You could find them on eBay. I will probably put a link to some. Nah, actually I won't. Maybe I'll put an Amazon link on there. Okay, but I mean, it's not hard to find. You can go, and if you have a Chinatown area or somewhere where they got like more Taoist shit, you'll definitely find that too. Okay, but you can find ancestor money, joss money in a lot of different places. So first thing though, I gotta say, give credit where credit's due. We all mostly know this wording, I guess you say, because language does work magic. That's why we call them spells. Spells, what you write out, what you say, what you communicate. Words do have power. We all know that, okay? Blah 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 blah. All right, but and I'm sure what I'm about to say, many of you have already heard this. I recently was reminded of this, and I'm like, you know what? Never again. I'm going to change this, okay? Because I would, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So, what you're going to want to never say to your money, or I'll just cut to the chase, all right? Spent. And a lot of you have heard this before. I was over here working out and shit, and then I think it was yesterday, and the autoplay was on, and I'm just watching video. I had videos going on and shit. I always do. And Reverend Ike came on. I love Reverend Ike. I've loved Reverend Ike for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch Reverend Ike a lot. Way back. Before I got into anything. Like, I was more just into the mind. But he spoke about this, reminded me of it. I'm like, wow. Okay, let me just pass this along. Because it does make a difference. And some of you are going to find an instantaneous difference within the first few days. Okay? So this is also a way to kind of manifest money just by changing the way you look at it. Okay, so let's just pretend we got money here, right? Obviously, this is a joss note. You can find them also, by the way, that look like real bills. You can find them like this. Then they got bigger ones that, like, I used to have a bunch of ones that they're like $1 billion or whatever. But, get what you can get. But, so I'm watching Reverend Ike, and he's talking about that, and for some reason, something just clicked. And, you can hear something a bunch of times. Maybe you know it kind of, or you've heard it, but it just, there's that time where it clicks, And so for me, he goes on to talk about basically how, the difference in spent. When you say you're spent, like if, let's say you had a long day and you come home and you say, whoo, child, I'm spent. Like, I'm done. The well is dry. You know what I'm saying? Spent. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, man, I've been saying that a lot about money, even though money does still keep coming, which I'm glad about. But I started just, your language, you got to remember this. Your language reflects, it shows whoever you're talking to, your consciousness, how your consciousness is constructed. All right. It also constructs your consciousness and what you see, and the filters that you see things through. So I started thinking what a huge universe of difference that is, spent and circulate. Because think about it, money is in circulation, right? Currency circulates. Circulate means to return to the point of origin. I like that. Now, when I heard that one line, I was like, boom. It was a little small, quick fix it thing from me. The spirit was like, hey man, kind of like pulling on my head, like, hey, because a lot of times when I'm in my zone, I don't really even hear sometimes what video was on, but for some reason circulate. So think about that, the difference between spending, when you spend it, it's just gone, versus circulate, like a currency, like electricity. It returns to the point of origin. And you can choose to believe, to know, actually. Maybe you'll start believing, and then you'll get to knowing, because you'll prove it to yourself. Then you'll know it, right? But as I circulate it, it comes back to the point of origin. Me, okay? Hefe, or in your case, you. And it'll bring some friends with them too. You know what I'm saying? Money. Multiply. Okay? Multiply. That's also why they say be careful what you pay attention to, because you're paying attention as if it was attention is currency. Is the we've all heard this this kind of little slogan, oh, attention is the new currency. It's always been. It's always been. It's why they made moves to try and get radios in everybody's house. And then when the TV came out, you know, it was designed to, you know, we're like, hey, damn, we got something good here. Let's get a TV at everybody's house. You know what I'm saying? We want their attention, you know. So I started doing that. Matter of fact, just about a day ago. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, I manifested $100,000 just because I started saying, but in going through my everyday life, I'm not cheap, you know what I'm saying? And I like to circulate money, you know. You don't want to ever try and hold it like, you know, if it's like water, stagnated water, still water stagnates really quick. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you circulate that. But I was just bugging out about how just that little flip made a huge difference. As if I'm a conduit, as if I'm a channel, you know, and I'm circulating it. And it's like getting more motion. Every time it comes around, it's bringing more friends. Bringing more friends. Bringing more friends. And I'm like, yeah. And not only that, but I started to notice, and you might too if you start doing it, you'll be surprised what's lurking down inside you. Like, you might think you have it all figured out and shit, but then, like, there was these little fears that, oh, I didn't know you guys were still there, you know, or not even fears, just like whatever, like weird beliefs. I remember way back in the day, whenever I'd get money, I would be happy for about 5 minutes. Then I would start to worry about losing it. And one time I actually realized that, and I'm like, dude, like, what is the point? Like, 2 days ago, I had zero, and now I have such and such amount, and now here I am, you know, worried about losing it. You know? I'm like, where did that come from? But anyways, you will start to also find out if you have fears, if you have like a poverty consciousness that you've been working on, that you've been working on changing, transforming, transmuting, something as small and as simple as this can change your whole fucking thing. It can just change the whole thing for you. Because not only that, what it's going to end up starting to do is also take the fear out of something, or just that fear that you're losing something, you know? So whether you got to pay a bill, whether you got to pay your rent, whether you got to, you know, buy something for your kids or whatever, you know, it's an opportunity for you to get to affirm or assert, I should say. You're like asserting this shit, like, blah, you know? Affirm or assert, put it in action, not just something you're thinking about, but you're actually doing it. And it almost, in a weird way, makes you feel good about circulating it, because you know that shit's on the way back. As soon as it leaves my hand, it's on the way back. And guess what? My money's a whore, and it likes to get a bunch of company, and it likes to get a bunch of other whores and come right back to Papa ShanGito, okay? Now, let's get on to the ritual here you can do. Speaking of money, and this is ancestor money. Once again, Joss notes, or hell notes, they're called, okay? And like I said, they come in all kinds of different forms. It really doesn't matter, okay? In my opinion, it really doesn't matter. This is a Taoist format for a petition spell, okay? So what you would do is you would take 3 pieces, all right? You would then, let me see here. You would then, you know, write your petition in present tense, of course, what you want, what you're manifesting, whatever it is, okay? And mind you, also, I don't think it would be such a bad idea if in your mind you knew you're also kind of handing this over to your ancestors to assist you with this. Okay, so it's not just burning the ancestor money. It's like it's what you do with it also. Okay, so you write your petition down. Me personally, you can either just burn it, or you can, if you want to, you can fold it towards you, turn it kind of counter, you fold it again, turn it kind of counter, you fold it again, turn it, and so forth, and then burn that. Or you just get a bowl, or you get a pot, something that's not flammable, that won't catch on fire. You take your petition and you burn it. Okay? Then what you do, you write on your second piece of Joss notes that same exact petition. Okay? You take the ashes, you put them in or on the Joss note. That's when you can probably kind of fold it. I don't fold them too tight because then they don't burn too well. I just fold it up like that, and then I'll light that on fire. All the while, you got to be in it. Okay? You got to be thinking from it, not of it. You know, whatever it is. So you burn that one in the bowl. You take your last piece and you repeat. You do it again. Okay? This is definitely using the power of 3. Okay? In Chinese numerology, the power of 3. 3 is just powerful in anywhere you go, basically. Like, 3 is that number of manifestation. There is something to doing threes. I don't even want to quote it, but I will, just because, and I don't know why, but Tesla was always reputed for doing things in 3s and 6s or 9s. And he always spoke about the power of 3, 6, 9 as it relates to vibration and, frequency and stuff like that. So that's what you would do. And then what you could do is also take the ashes and take them somewhere and just throw them out. Okay? You can take them and you can throw them in running water like a stream. You can, if it's something that you want to kind of keep, you can bury them. Okay? If it's for some form of protection or something, you can sprinkle them across your door, or something like that. Depending on what it is, I don't know, but I'm just giving you the brief format if you wanted to, take your petition game or try something else with your petition game. Okay, so that's all I have for you at this moment. Don't forget though, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And if I didn't mention it, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Okay, it's for your benefit. All right. So peace and blessings to you. This is ShanGO. We out of here. One.